Welcome back to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is August 25th, 2020. This is episode 74. And today we're taking a look at Thor, Herald of None. This is the 6th issue of, I believe it's the arc for coming out from Marvel. Donny Cates is the writer. Nick Klein is the artist. And Matt Wilson is the colorist. I'm going to mention Matt Wilson on this because I thought he did an exceptional job on this. Some of these panels were monochrome, and he really gets it to pop. He really gets to. It's just amazing what he did on this. And the art was awesome too. Nick Klein did a nice job. I'm also doing this one Comics Matters style, doing it from my car in California here. And this is kind of a tribute to Comics Matters because he just did this. I did a review of this yesterday, and I have to agree with him. This is a strong recommend. The writing in this is really good. The art is exceptional. It's just really fun comic. There's a lot he had mentioned. One of the things he mentioned, there was a lot of spoilers in it. Yeah, there is. Basically, there's a lot of surprises. I might give a little bit more away than he did, but this is great stuff. Really great stuff. Man, if all the comics were like this, everybody would be reading comics. But unfortunately they aren't, but fortunately we do get these gems occasionally, and what's really cool, I'm going to show you a little bit inside so you get a feel for it. We open up with Spider-Man. No, just kidding. Basically, I believe it's Silver Surfer, but he actually looks like more like Onyx Surfer in this, and he's never called Silver Surfer in this comic, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Almost looks like he was trailing behind a big diesel truck for many, many miles, and he's got a little bit of soot on him, but I believe it is Silver Surfer for the most part. And you can see, look at the coloring and just the art in this is just fantastic. That's classic art. I mean, to me, that's classic art right there. It looks so good in the whole setup in here. So very good, very strong story, as I'd mentioned before. I can show you some of the characters. Of course, there's Thor's in it. He's looking rugged here as ever. Let's get in here close. You can take a good look at him. Here's a close-up of him. He's drinking something. I don't know if it's blood or wine, but not sure. They never really say. He's drinking out of this horn over here. But the Silver Surfer comes to visit him, to talk to him. As you know, Silver Surfer was the Herald for Galactus, and it turns out Galactus is the Herald for something called the Dark Winter. And here we'll go into this a little bit more. The Devourer King, Part 6, Herald of None. This is the big credits, and they give you a little bit of synopsis here, which is great. I always like when they give you a little backstory, especially if you haven't read it before, or the other issues at the. So they give you a little bit there. If you want to pause it and read that, I don't know. Then going back, we already mentioned Donny Cates did a really good job on this. Sorry about the glare. Nick Klein, exceptional. Matt Wilson, very, very strong. Really like the way this was put together. And Will Moss was the editor, and we give him a shout out on that one. And Sarah Brunstad, is that her name? Brunstad? Not sure. Anyway, nice job on this. Very well put together. Very easy to follow. Like I said, I hadn't read the other issues of this, and it was very easy for me to keep track of what was going on. I'll just point out a couple panels here that we'll get to something that you kind of see. You can see the difference between the Herald, or Galactus is the Herald, but he's up against. He wants to get together with Thor and fight this other being called Dark Winter. And you can see here he's almost like a mirror image of Thor. He's got the hammer, he's got the long flowing locks, But his locks, here's even a better picture of him here. And you can see where the colorist really went all out, just crazy, crazy. It's all the same color, basically, or black to light blue, and it really takes, even the letterer did a great job. It was very easy for me to read. Like I've mentioned before, I do not have very good eyesight, and I didn't need the magnifying glass on this. I did buy one yesterday at Target, just in case, but I didn't need it for this one, so that was exceptional. But look at that. The coloring on that is awesome. And what I'm seeing here, it's not looking that great, but I know when I put it up on the big screen, it'll look much nicer. So, without giving away too much, nice sequential art here. I'm not going to give you away too much, like I had mentioned. But they're back at Asgard after a little bit of a conflict, and we see Galactus's helm there, so that's kind of an interesting concept. So it started with the Silver Surfer. That was actually later. Then the last few pages were something that happened earlier. Now we're back to where the Silver Surfer is visiting Thor once more. And I don't want to give away any more than that because it was really good. And I'm sure there's other comics out there that will go more into depth of the story. I know, like, Comics Explained, and there's another guy that just basically reads the whole comic, another one that just scans the whole comic. We have those guys out there, so if you really want to see everything, otherwise, I'm just recommending this right away. This is the next issue, very interesting. To try to figure out, it looks like Groot's hand and maybe Spider-Man's hand. Iron Man's, maybe Captain America, I don't know. But looks like everybody's trying to take the hammer on. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if there's anything else to point out in this. Just a new video game, I guess, Contest of Champions. And I'm trying not to get my legs in here as best I can. I got a backing board as my backing. I don't know if there's anything else in here. Return of the Green Goblin. This, I guess, is... I think we mentioned this on one of the Marvel previews, number 815. And this, I believe this is a variant cover. The actual cover didn't look as good, so you probably would want to get the variant if you collect that type of thing. So pretty nice overall. So, like I mentioned on my last video, I'm really enjoying my stay here out in California. I know Gary Neurotic is on his way out. He's down in San Diego, which I bet he's having a wonderful time down there because it's just so nice here. I know the politics are a little sucky, but you can see why there's so many people here and so many love to come here still. This place gets up and running again. And I will be coming to California, actually. I'll be doing a Cal entrance rather in a Tex exit or a Texit, as you want to maybe mention it. I'm through with Texas, so sometime next year I'll be moving to California, be close to all my families and friends here. And I'll leave a few friends behind in Texas, but all the people you hear about doing these YouTube videos that live in Texas, they're all very spread out, 4 or 5 hours apart. So it's not like there's this great community where everybody's right next to each other and they can commute and see each other all the time. It's a very, very spread out place. And if you've been to Texas, you know that scenery is not the number one aspect for people coming to Texas. It's usually work. There's a lot of jobs in Texas. And other than that, I'm going to end it here. I do need to send something to Gary Neurotic, tell him what I think of Texas and my thoughts on Texas and moving here in case, it might be fine. Some people seem to really like it in Texas. I'm just not one of those people. I really did not acclimate at all to it, and I've been there 5 years. So we'll see what happens. But I do want to send something to Gary Neurotic and let him know my thoughts on Texas before he commits to Texas. I know he wants to leave California completely, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this is Indie Comics Jones. Thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe, please like, please comment, whether you like the review or not. Give me. I'm open to anything. I've only gotten a few comments, but they've all been pretty positive, so thank you very much on those. I appreciate it. And no dislikes. I've got 74, well, I'll have 74 videos out there and not a single dislike. So I know that doesn't mean much. But anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. This is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes. Once again, take care.